Hi everyone, and welcome to the Burnt Brass Homestead channel. This is a quick follow-up to the Winter is Coming video regarding staying warm in the winter with little to no heat. We lived in our tent for several days. During the day, the temperature was in the high 60s to the mid 70s for the most part. But at night, the temperature was in the low 40s to the mid 50s for the most part. There were a couple days where the temperature dipped overnight to the low to mid 30s. I was not expecting the temperature to dip in the 30s overnight. We kept our eyes on the weather to pack appropriately. But I guess the higher elevation and a somewhat wooded area made a difference than what was being displayed on the Weather Channel. In any event, when the temperatures were in the 50-degree Fahrenheit range, I was comfortable sleeping in my sleeping bag on top of a cot that came with the pad. No other covers were used at this point. But the night that the temperatures dipped to the low to mid 40s, I would shiver here and there. My body was working harder to stay warm. This is how hypothermia starts. Hypothermia occurs when the body loses heat faster than it can produce it. Slight shivering is a very mild symptom of hypothermia. This is our setup after the overnight temperature started dipping into the 30 and 40 degree Fahrenheit range. The sleeping bag by itself was no longer viable to stay warm. Also, you can't see it, but there is a camouflage blanket on the floor under the cots for us to walk on, although we need a bigger one. In the Winter is Coming video, I mentioned ways to survive the winter with little to no heat. Even with this quilt, we were fine when the temperatures dropped below freezing. We managed to sleep well in the short-term freezing conditions with this fall setup. I can tell you that my back, which was against the pad, was cooler than the front of my body with the quilt pulled over me. This is because the pad that fit on the cot is basically useless when it comes to insulation. The pad that came with the cot on the right side was much better insulated. Had I bought my wool blanket, I would have put that under my sleeping bag, and I would have been much more warmer. I might have even been too warm. So if you haven't already done so, I highly recommend you watch the Winter is Coming video for solutions to stay warm with little to no heat. Regarding the Mr. Buddy here, we did not use that during the night. It was only used to cut the chill in the tent for us to get out of bed to get the day started. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe as it will help this channel to grow.